initially had a lot of reservations behind it because it had a lot to do with disabilities as a whole. So my mind state was really reserved when it came to a product that I didn't know if it was going to strictly be for people with disabilities and maybe empowering them again with a different sexual experience than the atypical experience that some paralyzed people or people with any other kind of disability may go through. But after I seen the product and we had a good long talk, and we sat down and you informed me exactly what it was about, and at least gave me the opportunity to have free reign as to use it myself, and to come back with you and at least give you the opportunity to understand how I felt. It was empowering, is what it was. It gave back the notion of basically having sex again, almost the same, but again differently than I was before when I was able-bodied. Unlike anything else, it's basically a machine. I mean, it is a machine in and of itself. So going into it, understanding that, well, it's a little bit lower, it's kind of compact. How is it going to be able to hold my body weight? How is it going to be able to, suffice me as a person? Am I going to feel uncomfortable? Am I going to have that reservation of getting into it? It's one thing getting into it, around people to show them the function. But it's another experience when you are with somebody and now there's an adaptive device to use once you're with a sexual partner. There's a big reservation behind that because obviously the person has to understand who you're with, obviously that I do have a disability. This is a device that gives me back something. So it was kind of tough. It was kind of hard. It was a little bit, I'm not going to say embarrassing, but it took me aback a little bit. Is this person going to, accept me for who I am because I'm using this? Well, after some conversation with her and saying, hey, look, this is going to fulfill our, sexual experience. It's going to give us back some vigor. It's going to do some very good things. And I don't know how well it's going to work. It could be the best. It might be the worst. But through trial and error, through painstaking hours of enjoyment through it, it has came back to the simple reasoning of, let's use that. And there's some nights that, we just have the atypical sexual experience. But this is, again, empowering. This gives me back, gave us back that experience of, it's still okay to get wild and crazy having sex. Well, there's really no easy way to break the ice. It's something that you have to approach in a dignified way, but in a very forward way as well. You may not agree with this, but this is something that I believe that could help us. This is something that I believe can help me, and my partner she was very understanding about it. Well, if it's going to give me back that sense of accomplishment again, then let's at least try it. She very rightfully was uncomfortable with the fact that there was equipment to be brought. It wasn't a sexual toy, because it's not a toy. It wasn't something that was for arousal purposes. This is something to suffice a sexual experience. It was uncomfortable for those first couple of times because it was the fact of getting in and out of an apparatus that allowed me to do different things than just, for the better part of it, laying on my back. Okay, so we're adults here, so it was understandably so that, look, let's give this a try. And like I said, after a few, 3-4 times, the reservations went away from her. It was the fact of putting her body into different positions that made the sexual experience that much greater, that much more enjoyable, sustained that much longer, and again, just empowered. Just really gave it back to where it really needed to be and made that sexual experience so much more enjoyable. Well, it was from my aspect of being able to be in a different position. It was the physical standpoint of being able to hold and caress and do, natural things as opposed to just, I guess laying on my back and having her perform all the sexual experiences. That gave me back that sexual experience to, hey, let's try it like this again, or let's move your leg here, or let me move my body here, or let me contort to what's going to position us both, that'll have us both each reach a greater climax together. And it was that experience that, again, was empowering. It's been fantastic.
Right.